Not one, not two, not three, 6 fourth quarter comeback wins last season, including the playoffs. That's the most by any rookie starting QB since 1950. And Daniels might not need so many comebacks with Debo Samuel now in the huddle.
I'm excited. I'm excited to work with him more in training camp. I'm excited to throw him a little screen, and hopefully on the stat sheet it says a touchdown for 80 yards, and I didn't have to do any of the work.
What's up, Commanders fans? Today I was going to talk to y'all about Debo Samuel, because I feel like a lot of us need to put a lot of respect on Debo Samuel's name. And I feel like we've been talking a lot of trash, mostly about the fact that he looked like he's overweight. He looked like he's slow. He looked like he's not going to be up to par when it comes time to start the season. And I want y'all to understand this. This is a man that came here because he's seen something in what we were building last season. And then on top of that, we talking about the Yak King. We talking about a guy that's phenomenal at getting yards after the catch. And I understand me talking about it ain't enough. So let me show y'all what somebody on Twitter posted and put together for us. And of course, it's already a fact, but I gotta show y'all. I gotta show y'all what it is. So, Warren Sharp put out a post, and it said Debo Samuel has led the NFL in yak receptions for 5 straight years. This is something this went over a lot of people's head, because a lot of people don't understand that Debo is definitely dominant. And even in the year that they felt like he wasn't dominant, which was last season, and everybody felt like he was fat, he was big, and he was slow. But look though, 8.3 yards per catch. And he was number 1 last season. Season before that, number 1. Season before that, number 1. And like, bro, the list goes on. So it's like, yo, y'all don't even understand what type of player we just got. And Debo can run it. He can catch it out the back, catch it in the backfield, catch it on the sideline. You know, he can do a lot of things, and he can get us the thing that we struggled at last season. He can get us better at that position. And it's like, okay, when you think about what we have on offense and what we had on offense last season and how we was able to get so far into the playoffs last season with the bare minimum, you got to ask yourself, what are we missing? What do we need? And are we getting better? And just with Laramie Tunsil and the fact that we had Brandon Coleman in his second year, and he did great in his first year. And then on top of that, we brought in new guys like Josh Cornerly. So we've already added something else extra to Jayden Daniels. And seeing that he got sacked 40 plus times last season, that was a necessity going into the season. Of course, we all didn't feel like we all wanted a tackle in the first pick. We all was screaming for defensive end and cornerback. But the next pick, they got that for us and got us Trey Amos. So let's just stay on the offense for right now. Offense, Jayden Daniels has more protection. So he should not get sacked like he did last season. 2, Jayden Daniels was already ahead of everybody going into his rookie season. He played like a 4-year vet. So him having a whole full season, off season, and another one, so that aids in it. And then him having a season with the same guys in his locker room, and on top of that, with Zach Ertz, Terry McLaurin, Luke McCaffrey get another opportunity to show out and see what he can do. And of course, it was a rough year for him, but especially in the playoffs. But for him to have this opportunity to showcase what he can do in the second year is phenomenal for him. And then us having Debo and Debo getting paid has really inspired him to really feel committed in this team. He got paid early. 17 mil out the break. He ain't even played the down yet. And they gave him 17 mil. And then on top of that, Deebo might look like a big person. He might look slow. But it doesn't matter. I promise, it doesn't matter. If he can make these touchdowns and he can get open, all that matters is that you get open and you make those plays. Because at the end of the day, I don't care how slow you look. As long as you know how to get open, I think that goes over a lot of people's heads. Y'all don't understand, like, it don't matter how slow you are, how fast you are. Just because you're the fastest in the league, don't mean you're going to always be open. And a lot of guys found that out last season, especially Xavier Worthy. And he figured it out throughout the season that it's not about me being fast. It's about me finding ways to get open. I gotta get to where I need to be and be there when Patrick Mahomes need me to be there, when Jayden Daniels needs you to be there. You see what I'm saying? So that was something that we need to understand. And now that we understand that, you gotta somehow pull back the negative energy that you have towards Debo Samuel. Because one, he gives us something our defense was missing last season. We're allowed to allow this offense to flourish. Now we can get to see what this offense could be with all the screen passes that we had before that failed. And maybe it was a few, maybe a handful of them that worked throughout the season. But majority of them didn't always work. And we used last year, we tried to use guys that really wasn't a person you can use as a weapon. You can use in the backfield. You can use on screens. You can use on the outside. And that was Debo Samuel. And it wasn't working. And we always tried to, throughout the seasons, we tried to use Terry at times. And it doesn't always work with Terry. But Terry's always watched. He's a huge target. And that's because he puts up great numbers every single season, over 900 yards every season. So for him to be there and him have help to get some of the pressure off him is perfect. So you got Debo Samuel. So then Debo is also taking the pressure off of Jayden Daniels, because when he throw these screens, Jayden don't have to worry about, damn, all right, cool. I got to find a way to move the chains, especially if my running game ain't working. But now that we got a good running game to go along with the screen, to go along with Terry McLaurin on the sideline, deep down the field, throw deep to Terry. You can throw to Zach Ertz because you feel comfortable with him. You know, it's a lot of things you can do. And you can see what Zach Ertz and Jayden Daniels did in the last few games that we had last season. They came in clutch moments. We talking about, and then not just him, but a lot of other players Jayden Daniels promoted and made like household names in the DMV area. We remembered these names, you know what I'm saying? Like Olamide Zaccheaus. We started to really get familiar with that name because Jayden was making these guys great. Of course, they did a bare minimum, but Jayden made these guys who they were. So if Jayden could do that for those guys, what can he do for Debo Samuel's game? And then on top of that, Debo Samuel also has the person that helped him get to this great season right here. Helped him get to this 2021 season where he had 1,400 yards through the air. And once again, doing his thing. Yards after the catch, led the league. And then hold on. I can't scroll over. But come on now. Can you see where my mouse at? Come on now. So all pro. Let's go look at it. Let's make sure we look at it. All pro. And the person that was responsible for it was Wes Welker. So us getting him is perfect for Debo. So now Debo is feeling inspired because he got paid early. He got guaranteed money. He got the person who allowed him to be great in that 2021 season, Wes Welker, in his locker room. So you got somebody you feel comfortable with. You already know Adam Peters. So you're already feeling comfortable. And then on top of that, you're building chemistry, and you know that you're going to be a sole part of this offense. So it's not just like, okay, we're just going to feed Terry all day, and then we're going to feed Noah Brown or Luke McCaffrey. No, we're going to make him a person, and we're going to make him a person that is going to be highly targeted. So no matter if it's from Jayden Daniels or it's a handoff from Jayden Daniels. So don't matter if it's through the air or on the ground. We know that he's going to be a person that's going to allow this offense to flourish. Everything you want to do that Cliff Kingsbury wanted to do last season is going to be done this season. Because last year, it was a rough start, and see what we got. Imagine when we have all the pieces that we needed. And who knows? Adam Peters probably been adding Debo Samuel as soon as he got to the Commanders. So that's perfect to think about. And then the fact that these guys are already building chemistry is everything. And of course, Terry is not there, but that's allowing these guys to get the reps that they need. This is allowing Debo Samuel to get all the great starting reps. You see what I'm saying? Even though he's going to be a starter, but it's allowing him to get it's allowing him to see where he works at in this offense well. And of course, he's going to work everywhere well. But that allows Jayden Daniels to see if he works on the outside well, even better, or if he works on the screens better, or if he works on the run game better. It's a lot of things that this does well for. Of course, Terry is going to get signed. It's just about when. Because honestly, I want to keep it 100. Him not being there he's there. Don't get me wrong. Let me show you, make sure y'all see him. Make sure y'all see him, man. He there. He just ain't on the field. He there. And this was he there. He might be in Ohio State, but he there. He has been there. This looked like Ohio State, but Terry is there. Terry has been there, and he just hasn't been on the field. He's probably in the meetings and all that other stuff, but to be playing on the field, he ain't there. And of course, this might be, who knows? We don't know what these players deal with on a day-to-day basis. They don't know how many injuries they have. They don't know how many injuries they don't talk about. We don't know how many injuries they deal with on a day-to-day. So this might be perfect for Terry. He might be trying to just milk an injury and just, maybe just allow his body to recover a little bit more. It's great time, and of course he's working out outside of the facility, but I still want y'all to understand that, hey, he is still conditioning his body, but I just want to look at things in a better light. Like, this is perfect for him. I'm sure it is. Who doesn't want some time off from working your body nonstop? And with what Jayden Daniels and Terry McLaurin did last season was history in the making. And for them to come back and do it again is perfect. Jayden Daniels got to do a full season. And we talking about a guy that had a rib injury. Of course, he didn't play 2 of those games fully, but he was there. And he started all those games. So, and he played 20-plus games. So, that's something we didn't even know was going to happen. And, of course, he had his welcome to the NFL moment when he got hit. And he realized, like, damn, all right, cool, let me chill on just running all willy-nilly. And he understood what he needed to do. And he understood the assignment, and he still executed. And, Jayden Daniels, in his first year, had 6 fourth-quarter comebacks. So that's phenomenal, and he broke a record. And I just can't wait to see what he do in year 2, because it seems like he's doing every single thing he needs to do in year 2 to be successful. So I just wanted to talk about that, man. Throw some respect on Debo Samuel's name, man, because a lot of people have been throwing a lot of dirt on him. And it was just like, yo, like, he's done a lot. You just got to sit down and look at the stats, and then also look at the analytics. So when you look at it, it's like, oh, I can't do nothing but be happy for Jayden Daniels and what he's done, and also be happy for Debo Samuel and what he's done. I don't know if I said Jayden Samuel. I don't know. I think I said that, but I probably did. But yeah, though, man, like you should feel confident in that. But now we're in a position where we need to know what Luke McCaffrey is going to be. We got to know if KJ Osborne is going to make the team. We got to know if Noah Brown is ready to come back or how long he's going to be out. We got to know if Terry is going to get assigned early or if he's going to wait until the season starts. And Debo Samuel, he just got to stay consistent and they all got to stay healthy. And if all things go right, and we can get Noah Brown back in the offense before the season starts, I'm telling you, we're gonna be right back in the playoffs. And I don't see why. I don't see why we won't be back in the NFC Championship, because we're making everything happen. And they understood. Even Daryl Tapp came out and talked about how he understood what the Eagles did last season and how they were so dominant. And they understood who they needed to stop, which was Saquon Barkley. And how can you stop him if you can't stop him? So what we do, we went out and got offensive tackles, Laramie Tunsil, Josh Connerly, and Brandon Coleman in the second year. And it's really boosting up our offense. And our offense is looking phenomenal, especially with JCM, Ja'Cory Krosky-Murray. So, of course, this is a make or break year for Brian Robinson. He has to, like I said before, he has to go over 1,000 yards. He has to for them to even consider giving him a contract. And he has to be there. And I don't even see him missing the game. Like, I literally think he will be there no matter what, just so he can get a good contract and stay here and stay home. But I don't see them re-signing him. But if he does under 1,000 yards, he's not getting re-signed. I think this is it for him, to be honest. But he's a dog. So we got to wait and see what's going to happen. But like I said, I know I'm rapping, y'all. I'm out.